I'd like to call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock, the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting agenda, Monday, March 23rd, 2026 at 7 p.m. Thompson Town Hall, 815 Riverside Drive, Rosendale, Connecticut, Merrill Snake Room. We'll have our pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And next, I'm going to read the chairman's statement before we continue on. On the citizen comments, please state your name and address. Speakers are allotted 3 minutes speaking time unless otherwise directed by the chair. Please address comments through the chair in a civil and respectful manner. I expect that to be held. And the other thing is that I need to read before we continue into roll call and seating of alternates is I got a memorandum from the law office of Howland and Sage LLP, 225 Asylum Street, Hartford, Connecticut, 06103. What this pertains to is ex parte and stuff. This will be read. This will be read under the planner's report, because I'm directing it that way. So we will now continue on to the meeting. When I call your name, please respond with presence, and we'll move on. Brian Santos. Present. Ray Williams. Present. Jane Salsey.
Present.
Russ Robin. Mike Kruger. Kaiser Olivet.
Present.
Dan Bennett. Steve Nickerson.
Present.
Joseph Perotti Brown.
Present.
Kira Pendetzky.
Present.
Cindy Dunn.
Present.
Dan Malo. I'm not here. You're just a citizen. No, okay. Nick Donahue.
In person, not on Zoom.
Nick Donahue. Nick Donahue, the Chief Executive Officer, is sitting in as he normally requested us. All right. Joseph Perotti Brown will sit in for Mike Krugel. Okay. And Steve Nickerson, you will be sitting in for, how do you sit in for Dan Bennett? That gives us 9 people coming. Oh, John B. Lanky, Dave Popolowski,
Yeah.
and Ryan Canoia. Sorry about that, guys. All right, now we have that. That is done. We have number 3, agenda number 3, public hearing.
None.
None. Nice to hear. Number 4, public hearing, continued discussion and decision. None.
None.
Number 5, citizen comments, and I'm gonna repeat it again. Any citizen or anybody in the chat room, you got 3 minutes.
Valerie has her hand up.
Valerie, you may go, please.
Valerie Clark, Alma Road. The owl this evening is improved. However, Mr. Lenke and Mr. Canoyer are very muddy. I can't tell yet who else is muddy, but it's people on the sides of the room. I can hear Ms. Dunn. I was able to hear Dr. Perotti Brown.
Valerie, all I can say is that we've been working on it. I got a hold of Owl, just to let you know, the Owl representative. And he said he's gonna try to make it down here to see what's causing this, or whatever it is. He has his ideas. So because it's the Owl and it's still under the Owl, warranty and stuff, I think we need to stick with him in the meantime. So I'm doing my best here for you. I'll do my best to keep. Am I sounding a little bit better to you now?
When you sat back, all of a sudden you were clearer.
Okay, so that means I gotta remind myself to sit back so I can talk to you.
I just changed 2 settings, so that might be the difference.
Oh.
Yeah, try that.
Sorry. I can't
Because we
hear the
found out,
selectmen.
yeah, we found out, Valerie, that because of this, if the laptop or whatever is in a certain 4K or whatever it is, so before we get in trouble here, we're doing our best. Okay? You may continue on, whatever you want to say.
I just wanted to let you know the situation with tonight's reception.
All right, thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Tara.
may I request that we ask our student shadow to introduce himself? This, I think, would be an appropriate point in the agenda to do so. Logan, if you could take yourself off mute and let folks know why you're here in attending the meeting tonight.
Okay, so my name's Logan, and the reason why I'm joining this meeting is because for my school, Turtle Rock Memorial High School, in my club TSLT, we're doing a business day activity, and I need to join a meeting to learn more about what you guys are doing for your role. And so I joined today. I got permission, and I just want to find out what you guys are doing for the town. I would love to learn more about it.
We thank you, Logan. And you're gonna find it very interesting.
Behind a cup of coffee.
Oh, now you're gonna be I'm not gonna say it. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, sorry.
All right, anybody else in the room here or up in the chat? Hearing none, we will move on to review of minutes. Now,
I just passed them out to everyone. It's in there.
you're talking the March 16th meeting?
Yes.
That's the only one that's here, or both?
Well, there's only one to be here, which is March 16th.
Okay.
And so it's up to you. I do have, I don't know if it's corrections or comment to make on it if you want to hear from me now or whatever.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead.
is it possible that because this is a long minutes and I don't know if everybody's had a chance to go through them right now and I don't want to rush, so can we push that off to next month's meeting for acceptance of these minutes? Because it's a lot to read and cram into 3
And
or 4 minutes.
there was no Zoom available too, so you can't go back.
Yeah,
Just a thought.
Mr. Chair, may I ask Ms. Selsi if that's a motion to table?
is a
to the
motion.
April?
It is
I
a
will
motion.
second the motion to table to the
Yeah.
April meeting.
You want this? All right, motion made by Jane Salsi to
table to next month.
table this minutes of the meeting of March 16th to April 27th. Would I be correct? Thank you. Is there a second?
I second that.
Joe DeFlurry Brown seconds it. Yeah. We will do like ayes and an A because it'll help move this meeting along. It's taking a roll call every time. It seems to slow us up. So all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Hearing none, pass. Okay, we're on to seven. Name on minute, yeah. Okay, so this over here. We're on 7.1, P&D 4604, application stock, and Holly Santerre, Perry or Tara?
Hi, good evening. For the record, Greg Laud from Killingley Engineering.
Hang on.
Santerre.
I didn't finish reading it. property owners of 128 Elmwood Hill Road, map 164, block 11, lot 33, zone RRAD. 1.2 acres, request to subdivide property into 2 lots according to the Town of Taunton subdivision regulation Article 3. You have anything to say on that before we go any further?
Well, is the applicant here?
He's
Okay.
in the
so,
meeting,
well,
so
I would let them go ahead and
Okay.
speak first.
you may go, sir.
Okay, my apologies. I thought you were asking how to pronounce the name, so I was just answering. Good evening. For the record, Greg Laud, licensed land surveyor at Killingley Engineering Associates. I represent the applicants for this subdivision that's before you tonight. Again, it's the Santiers live on Elmwood Hill Road. They have a house there presently on the lot. What they're looking to do is split off a lot to the left side of their house for their son to build a house on and to live in. The lot, it is a fielded area, so there is no, I'll let you scroll down to the, if you want to get to the plan there a little bit. So that's the, I think that's one of the existing free split lots from before.
Here we go.
What happened?
No, I'm sharing screens, I'm just scrolling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So yeah, so there's the existing house on the right side of that screen there, and the new lot that we'll be creating to the left side. Again, it's a field, so there's no clearing needed for it. And actually, if you could scroll to the next sheet, you would see the development of that lot that we have. So we did do soil testing with NDDH. We have a proposed house, well, and septic system, all fitting inside of the setback lines for that. There would be its own driveway out to Elmwood Hill Road. We did receive approvals from NDDH, and we did receive approvals from Inland Wetlands for this subdivision. Again, there's not really much else to tell on this one. I'll turn it back over to the commission if anybody has any questions of me for this.
Anybody on the commission have anything to ask?
I have a few questions for Cindy in regards to her memo.
Hang on a minute there, Mr. Anybody else? Okay, go ahead, Dave.
Okay.
He's asking.
Yeah,
stuff.
no, there we go.
Cindy, you good with, because you didn't have any record of the NDDH approval, is that good
It's
now?
here now, I've got it,
Okay.
yep.
There was something about emergency equipment, water.
Yeah,
case
I
of fire, it's
believe
good.
they answered me in the email and I probably did not go back to it. Greg, can you answer that question about the water, in case of emergency for fires?
Yeah, I mean, just because it is only one additional house that we're putting in, typically if we're putting in a lot of homes, we'd want to put some sort of provisions in for water protect or fire protection, but we would just fall under service by the local fire department for this. We're not putting in a lot of homes or anything like that. It's just one additional home into the neighborhood.
Is that satisfactory to the commission members?
Yeah, I would agree, I saw that was in there. I just want, I'm looking at the plans too again, so just, I may have another question.
You still got the floor, Dave. If you got anything. Before I take it away.
Mr. Gregg, what's the setbacks on the west side? Is that 20?
Yep, so I do have on that sheet, I do believe I have a zoning table up top. So the front yard required is a 40. We're providing, let's see, that's lot 30. We're providing 42 feet. On the side yard, we are 20 required. We're providing 20 and a half. In the rear, that's the closest one, which would be that left side you're looking at. And the rear yard is 20 and we're providing 83.1 feet. And again, there's a table of zoning up in the upper right-hand corner of that sheet that you're focused on now that has all that information.
I think I'm good.
You good?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, my question's for the CEO as well. Am I correct in that the application indicates that this borders Putnam, the parcel, or
Yes.
Yeah, it does. It's real close to Putnam.
did we, was there, are there any, are there notification requirements
Not
for
for, not,
Putnam?
no, just for special permits.
Great, thank you.
So,
Go ahead.
What, you want him?
Yeah, he might.
Okay, go ahead, Dave.
Mr. Greg, what's the provisions? Is that overhead utilities or underground? I think the regs call for underground.
Yeah, we show an underground utility going to the service pole, that's off to the left side on that site plan. So E and T is for our underground electrical and communications telephone. Probably should have had that in the legend, but that is our underground. OHW would have been overhead wires. So we are providing underground, and we can add that to the legend so that it says that it's underground utilities. I'm gonna see if he labeled it, but it doesn't look like it was labeled as such.
It says contractor shall coordinate connection with utility companies.
Yeah,
So
and it should say underground, but that is our symbol for underground, so we can certainly put the note or add it to the legend on that sheet so that everybody will be aware of that.
Okay, thank you. That's all I got.
Just, sir, is just make sure you let the CEO know when that is done.
Well, that will be on the Mylar.
Okay, all right, I just want to
Yeah,
make sure
Okay.
that it's in before the Mylar get printed up and get ready to sign. That's all, what is it called? Dot your i's, cross your t's. All right, any other questions from any, go ahead. No,
Ray?
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Ray.
In our regulations in this area, it's supposed to be 40,000 square feet for a house lot. And
That's
this.
Yep.
this is way under, and this is gonna set a precedence. But anybody else, once this here goes through, anybody in Thompson can call up this application and say, you let it happen here, you gotta let it happen here. So this is, you know, there goes our density in our rural area.
I can address that, Mr. Chairman. So the applicant, before they came to us, went before the Zoning Board of Appeals and asked for a variance for the frontage along Elmwood Hill Road. They asked for a reduction on that, and they asked for a waiver on the size of the property. So they're the ones that deemed that there was a hardship here. Again, I was not associated with that application, but that variance was granted in 2023 and is recorded on the land records in volume, let's see, 1092, page 204. So again, it's not your commission that granted that, it's the Zoning Board of Appeals. So that variance has been granted, so you're not setting a precedence, but they have, but others would have to go through a public hearing process for any kind of variance like that. That's all I have to say on that, but that was something previously done and is already in place.
Seen that, David, I just wanted to bring it up. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Any other comments on that?
Since you're looking at me, Cindy and I actually discussed that very thing this afternoon, and
Okay.
we verified with council that ZBA's decision is appropriate in this case.
Takes it right out of our hands. All right,
And the
go ahead.
communication from the attorney is in the records.
Okay. Just long as the commission lawyers can get to see it. If that's possible, it can be into next month.
Yeah.
Or email everybody so they'll see it. Why don't we just do it that way? So they get it.
I think Clive had a comment, Mr.
I didn't
Chairman.
want to interrupt.
No,
Couple of
if
questions.
you do, remember, I gotta look around
I
quick.
know, it's okay.
Put your hand, when you do it, just put your hand up quick. Go ahead, Cos.
And Greg, shared driveway, and I see that you have a driveway here for them, but are they looking to also somehow share this property? Is that gonna just,
Well,
Are
I mean, they are family. There's nothing here that goes over the property lines. I mean, they are family, so yeah, they'll probably walk back and forth between homes, but we don't have any driveways or anything like that that share over the property line. So if it was to be sold off, it would be able to sustain itself on its own.
That's what I mean. That's if one property was sold, you know, what, yeah. And then what if a person wants a pool, is there wrong, I mean, not saying they want a pool, but do we need any, you know, with them bordering any Wyndham Land Trust? Has everybody been notified? You know, just saying if they end up wanting to put in a pool, is there, you got your sewer and
Yeah. Yeah, there probably wouldn't be room on this site for a pool. Yeah, I don't think there would be room to fit one in the setback back there and have the separating distances needed from the septic system for the health,
I
from the health
assumed that
department.
there was no room for a pool, but you know, if they ever put in a pool and they didn't get permission, then, yeah, so that's all.
They're aware of that. I mean, it's a small size thing, but it's something to help their son out so that he can have a home and live in there. He's got a small child that recently been born. So they're looking for a place that they can get into, and this was a way to do it at an affordable level.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there any further discussion among the commissioners? Hearing none, we'll take it to a decision. Nita?
Mr. Chair, I move the approval of application 26-04.
Second?
I'll second.
Again? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Hearing, you're gonna abstain, James?
Yeah, I'll abstain.
Abstain, you're abstained, so I got the name 3, 6, 6 and 3. Correct?
Yes.
So it passes. It's passed.
Thank you.
Yay. To number 2. Application PZC 2605. Oh, I'm sorry. You put your hand up.
Yeah, well, you got something to say about that. I guess I should have waited for you to finish this one.
Which one? This one?
No, the next one.
The one I'm getting ready to read?
Yeah.
Okay.
I jumped the gun.
Well, you did. PZC 26-05, applicant Darren and Erica Trudy, property owners of 17 Wilsonville Road, map 77, block 62, lot 60, zone RRAD, 3.694 acres. Request to subdivide property into 2 lots, according to the town of Thompson subdivision regulations, Article 3. Who is representing? Are they representing themselves?
Again, for the record, Greg Glaude from Killingly Engineering. So we've also prepared this application for Darren and Erica Trudeau. So very similar to the last one in the fact that it's an existing lot that is being split into 2. There is already a house and other structures on one of the lots that you can see there on lot 60-1, which is the lot that's kind of lower there. There's a house and several outbuildings, and they're creating another lot, 60-2, which is something that they'll be gifting to their daughter who got married this past fall, and she will be building a home here for herself and her husband. There is a shared driveway or a driveway that goes through the property already to a lot that's already been divided or was divided off before subdivision. That's where Darren and Erica live, in the back parcels there. Again, the total area of this lot is 3.69 acres. The one with the house, retaining the house, will be 1.7 acres. And the lot going to the daughter will be 1.97 acres. If you go on to the site development plan, you'll see the proposed development of the daughter's lot. Again, pretty much there's a little bit of tree clearing with this one, as there's a stand of overgrown pines kind of in the area where the house sits, and also where the septic goes is going to go into the wood line a little bit there, but most of the area is in a field that is here. It's a gently sloping to the north away from the house and downhill the property to the top of the page is the way things are sloping on this one. We did do testing out here. The soils were excellent. It was a lot of sand and gravel. So not even an engineered system in today's standards. But we did submit to NDDH, and there was an approval from NDDH for this subdivision, as well as we did receive approval from the Inland Wetlands Commission this month for this subdivision. The only other thing I would note on this one that we're doing is there was a defined easement over the driveway that already existed and was mapped out back in the I think the 90s. That easement really didn't cover where the driveway is actually constructed. So part of the thing, I've already reviewed it with the attorney Ed Higgins, who represents the Trudeaus. We're going to extinguish that easement, and we're going to create this new easement which is also going to have a shared driveway maintenance agreement with it for the three users of this easement. There's also already underground electric running along this driveway to Darren's house in the back, and everything will be underground with this one as well. It'll come off of that service as determined by the utility company as to what's necessary. We do have the underground electric noted on the legend on this one, so that does show that. Again, I'll turn it back over to you, Mr. Chairman, and the commission for any questions.
Go ahead.
So if they're doing a shared driveway, they need to file the agreement in the record before I sign off on a zoning permit. Did you hear that, Greg?
Yes, I did. I'm sorry. Yes, and we're in agreement with that. I believe I sent you the language for that.
You probably did. I'm not gonna say no to that.
Go ahead, Ray.
Oh, let me look at the.
I went looking today, 17 Wilsonville Road, and there wasn't no 17. I think that's-
71.
I was gonna say, I think that was.
Oh, it's 71.
It's 71. I just wanted to get that. right.
Yeah, I corrected it someplace.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, and I read it that way. You're right. Thanks for bringing that up, Ray. Jim?
Yes, Ray, thank you.
Go ahead, Dave.
Greg, to the west of the new proposed split, where does that gravel drive go? Does that go to another parcel?
Yes, so that's the lot in the back that the owner owns. So Darren and his wife Erica live in a house back there already. It's just off the sheet of the paper. It's not too far away. Those lots were divided off before subdivision. They've been this actual lot that we're subdividing here was created in the 1940s. And the lot in front of us was actually created back in the 1850s, the rectangle lot to the front of us. So our division of this lot was older.
So that's where you get the 3. I couldn't figure out where you got the 3. Okay.
Yeah, yes, they will share back there.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
So this is the third property, is that?
It's the middle.
The middle,
Of the third.
is that it? The
Of the
middle?
3. Middle of the 3.
Yeah, that would be, second to the last page, correct? Dave?
It's on the second page, the third. It says gravel drive, it just keeps going. But now that I see Darren Trudeau and Erica Trudeau.
Yeah, it's there.
On it.
Yeah, it's there.
Any, other questions for the gentleman on this?
Just the correct address?
71
Thank you.
Wilsonville Road.
I just had a few questions for Cindy again.
Go ahead.
Just to clarify, Cindy, you've got everything, you got your wetlands approval.
Well, I have it, I have the minutes. I don't have the actual approval in the folder, no.
All right, and then the same thing with the water on this one. You're
Yeah,
good with the,
NDDH, yes.
the
The
emergency
water, no, I don't
thing?
have an answer. If he answered me in an email, then I didn't print the email, and so maybe you can ask Greg about the fire, emergency equipment for the fire, water.
Yeah, and that was in my email to you, Cindy. It was addressing both of them. So it's the same circumstance where since we're not really adding a whole neighborhood to an area, just one more house, we're looking to fall under service by the fire department.
But excuse me on that one, I'm just saying, the road will be sufficient to handle any type of emergency apparatus?
Yes, the turning radiuses are fine to get back there, and the driveway is wide enough. And there are plenty of turnouts along there that go into the field. It's mostly field on both sides, so turning around isn't a problem.
I have nothing else.
Thank you, Dave. Anybody else? Hearing any more on the discussion of this? I will be asking for a motion.
Make a motion, we, grant approval of the application PZC 26-05 applicant Darren and Erica Trudeau at 71 Wilsonville Road.
I'll second that.
Dave makes the motion and Ray Williams seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? The ayes have it.
Okay, I thank you for your time and for everybody's time tonight and approval of the application.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up to number 3, P and Z 26-06, applicant JJS Construction. Wilczek Saduka, property owner of set 1574 Riverside Drive, map 55, block 65, lot 14, zone PCBD, 7.44 acres, request renewal of gravel operation permit according to the town of Taunton zoning regulation, article 14, 275-14.3-E. Do we have, is the recipient here to explain?
I don't know if anybody's on there. It's just very simple. Again, you know, if you read my memo, I neglected to contact them for February, but it's just very simple. They probably, you know, just have another year in this. They had a stockpile there. They're going to use about 25% to reclaim some of the property there. The other, they're going to sell off and they would keep a record of what they're selling, so they would charge them. I did not, as I stated in my memo, I went back and reviewed the regulation for renewals and I didn't get a written statement of the progress. I didn't get a letter signed by a licensed surveyor stating it's the bottom of the relation of the excavation. And I didn't get, the size of the disturbed area is basically the photos that you see. I mean, if they're doing theirs because they want to build that building and they had to get a gravel operation permit. So it's up to you if you want to approve it or if you want more information for next month.
Mr. Chair,
Just go ahead, Dave.
I don't think it's fair that you have to be doing this in the, this thing, you know, you're reminding them of renewals. That's up to the person who took out the permit.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you should be doing that. And I think that we should hold out until we get what you want.
Okay.
That's the regs.
To get what the regulations say.
Yeah, I mean, that's, and you shouldn't have to, you know, I don't feel that you have to do it, and you shouldn't have to. So it's up to the people who, it's up to those companies or businesses that pull the permits to be responsible enough to know that in 12 months, they need to be in front of us, they need to be handing those documents in as required. You're busy enough.
Or contacting to make sure that they should be contacting her instead of her contacting.
Exactly.
Okay. Cindy, when did they start this, please?
They started a year ago, in February. Let's see, the renewal was due, so it was a year ago. Last year, February of last year, was when they got their first permit for it.
Okay, so they're just over
A
the
month.
year, right? Yeah, they're a month over. I agree with Dave. You shouldn't have to send out, you shouldn't have to go after them to remind them. That's an extra workload on you. It is their responsibility to know the timeframes that they have. And if they miss the time frame, then they start the procedure over again. That's just my opinion.
Well, that's, your opinion matters.
Yeah, like I said, I agree with what Dave said. You shouldn't have to basically chase them around. That's not your job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else would like to make a comment from the commissioners? You're good? You sure?
Not really.
Go ahead.
Just ask a question. So Cindy, what do you see as next steps if they do not renew, even if they don't renew out of ignorance? What do you see as next steps on your part?
On my part is to give them a cease and desist,
Okay.
so that would stop the construction of the building.
And whatever they have else to do? Or is just
Well,
the building?
reclamation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I speak?
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, no, I'm gonna get Val. So how many, and this ties into this. I mean, what can we do to make sure that Cindy's not spinning her wheels to make sure that this doesn't happen again? I really do believe that it is not her job to chase them down to remind them that they have to renew their permit. So do we make a motion on that afterwards, or just so that you have it done legally, so to speak, Cindy? So if they come to you and say, why didn't you do it? And you can say, it's not part of my job, that's your job.
It's not your job description.
Yeah.
My recommendation for any future gravel operation and or renewals that come up is to put a condition on it that they are to contact the zoning office when their renewal, a month before the renewal is up.
And wasn't that done last time? It wasn't?
No,
I
we've never
guess
put a
that's something
condition
we
like
need
that.
to think about on
No.
now,
We've never.
that going forward and everything, so, can we still put a little restriction on with them now until they do contact you? Like the cease and desist and everything in the meantime? Would that help?
Yeah, I mean, I have that authority by law that I put a cease and desist on the gravel operations immediately.
Well, we're just trying to give you
Yeah.
the backing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ray.
Should we put something like that into our regulation so that it's already, so it's noted right in the
Yeah.
regulation, so,
Yeah.
it's just following it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have to do that on the next turn.
Yeah.
Right, I understand
So
that, but
let's
it's
not
something that
forget that.
there, just put a little note on.
Can I just have some clarification, Ray, as to what you,
The same exact thing what
Yeah.
Cindy just said, after 11 months, after putting in their, application, that they have to notify,
Her.
the Cindy to, file a new application.
okay. Yep, I can work with that.
So you're just saying that the 11th month, they get to do all of that, and if they don't reach to her for the 12th
Yeah.
month,
That's it.
Yeah,
then,
that's it.
well, it's either done or cease and desist or whatever the
Right,
case
they
may be.
could pay another application fee right from the
Yes.
get-go all over
We
again.
have to kind of change that in our
We'll
regs
do
going
that.
forward.
Right,
Yeah.
yes.
That's what I want.
Go ahead, Mr. Brown.
Cindy, approximately how many active gravel operations are there?
You have Product Town Pond Road, the road.
Just a ballpark, a
Yeah.
dozen.
Probably three or four. not-
Okay, then what I would suggest is that the CEO write a letter to all of the active gravel operations and let them know that it is not the duty of the zoning enforcement officer. The Secretary of State doesn't reach out to me when my passport's expiring, right? Like, it's on you to know when your application needs to be renewed. So I would encourage, I guess,
Well, I think,
with the support of this commission, that the CEO write to all the active, let them know that it is incumbent on them to begin the renewal process.
Within a month of expiration.
Yeah.
The expiration.
That they renew the same month every year.
Just like Christmas.
yeah,
Nobody's done.
just like your car inspection.
Go ahead, Dave.
I think for the ones we're speaking about here, we give them a month, not do a cease and desist right now, just to be clear. We had a practice that was kind of wishy-washy, not
Wishy-washy, but.
not solid, right? Cindy would reach out to them, so we give them the benefit of the doubt. We give them a month. My proposal is we would offer them a month to get squared up, provide the documentation before we took any other action. So we put it back on the agenda for next month to discuss again.
Yeah.
And see where they are. I agree with
I
that.
agree with that.
So you make the
Make-
motion with that proposal, if you want.
Yeah,
If we put it in that way, it's being covered.
so can I make one motion to cover both?
Yeah, but you have to word it together. That's all.
I have just one
What-
other quick
hang
question.
on a minute,
So
go ahead,
sorry to
Steve.
interrupt. So this is for Cindy. So Cindy, would you, for your office, would it be more cumbersome to, put out a cease and desist? And then that would have to be investigated in some way?
No,
No, it wouldn't.
for gravel operations, you can do that. I think it's within 10 days. I mean, I can reach.
So I
out
didn't
to
know if there
regs.
was some sort of
Yeah.
enforcement type
No,
piece.
State statutes allow you to do within 10 days.
Okay, so it would be easier to just put out the cease and desist than constantly ping them to see if they want to renew.
Well, I go along with what Dave just proposed, because it was a tough 6 weeks,
Mm.
you know, for everyone.
Yeah,
So I would give them a month,
just
leeway.
curious. Thank you.
Well, there's a little bit of leniency
Yeah,
can be because of what we went transpired,
it's been-
you know, last couple months or so. So, yeah, I get that, but going forward, I
yeah,
think it would be a good idea to, like what Dave just said, you know, going forward, make sure, go ahead, Joseph.
So I'm gonna steal Mr. Poplawski's thunder and move to table applications 26-06 and 26-07 to the April 27th meeting, with the understanding that they will submit all required materials to the zoning enforcement officer.
Before I go with that, Cindy, is anybody here from Rawson tonight?
Yes.
Madeline's on,
Okay.
on the.
All right, I see what you're trying to do. So we didn't get to 2607, I think it's still on 26.
That's why Dave asked if you could do one motion for both,
They're both
right?
the same status.
They're both the same
The
status.
same exact
Yeah.
status, so that's why I proposed both.
Both
So
of
you're
them.
right, Joe.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
both.
because he
Yep.
didn't say 2607.
no, but he said, yeah, he said both, yeah, so that's the way it should be done,
Yeah, just for both.
yeah.
Okay, that's. by Dave.
So that's Madeline trying to.
Go ahead,
trying to
Madeline.
comment.
Hi, I submitted my permit.
Yeah, I know you submitted your application.
So then why are we tabling it?
Okay, we won't table yours, I'm sorry.
No.
And I'm present.
But-
Ended up putting a copy.
Okay, Mr. Chair, may I ask the CEO a question? Right, the written statement of progress, the letter signed by the licensed surveyor, and the size of the disturbed area, and the certification that the grading is being done. Do we have those from either of the two
No.
applicants?
No. I'm gonna be very honest, when I was writing these up, I said, because we have to have everything so accurate, I went and I reread it. I went, oh, wait a minute, I never asked these two applicants for this information. That's why I let you know that I didn't do it in the event that you want to table this, and I am to bring it to the applicants and within the next month and say, this is what required for renewal. It was an oversight on my part when I talked to you.
I maintain my motion.
You're gonna maintain your motion?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna change your motion. No, if Rawson is here, we should be able to deal with that, her permits are in, let's just table this first one. So,
It's not over there.
I would agree with Jane.
I'm sorry, so I thought she said that she had her permit in and everything else.
Oh, yeah, they both have a permit in.
But there are
They both pay the
4
fee.
required elements from our regulation
Okay, yeah, but.
that have not been submitted for either
Oh,
of
for
the two.
either, oh, I thought she said she had all her paperwork in, okay.
Which is her application
Mistake.
for supporting document.
My mistake.
So the motion is open and there is no
No,
second.
so,
No, I didn't ask for a
It's
second.
hanging out there.
it's okay, so please clarify from my mind what we are doing.
We are tabling application PZC 26 -06 and P and Z C 26-07. Tabling it to next month's meeting because all the paperwork and everything has not been completed. Even
Okay,
though the applications
okay,
were in,
gotcha, yeah.
but the rest of the application, the paperwork in it, so it still gives them time, again, so, and I need a second on that.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain?
I'm gonna abstain.
You gonna abstain?
Yes, and I wanna make sure that not only knows the three requirements, but she's took time to come to.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I interject? I'm just, I guess I'm,
I'm way too open.
What's that?
Nothing.
Madeline would like to comment.
Go ahead, Madeline.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I guess I'm just wondering what, are you just looking for an as-built or what are you looking for? Because I have emails with Cindy just saying, hey, do you need anything else? She said, I'm going to drive by and take pictures. I'll let you know if there's anything else I need.
And that's
And then-
exactly what and then I went to put the applications into the packet and I reread everything and I didn't do it right and there was no time to call anybody to say, I need all this information.
Okay,
So-
I'm okay. I just want to make sure I didn't
No,
mess
you
up.
Matt, Madeline? Go ahead, Dave.
It's a known, these four things are known to be turned into the renewal, right? I mean, we're not making these four things up.
no, we're not.
This is
No.
specifically, the applicants know that they have to hand in these four documents
Yeah.
on the renewal process.
Yeah.
So again, it's not falling on you that you did something wrong. It's up to the applicant to know what they're doing with their licenses.
Yes.
It's,
But she did ask me if she needed anything.
yeah, no, and that's exactly why we're taking it. So to give everybody
Exactly.
the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, it's for more time.
Yeah, we're trying to be nice.
Nobody's perfect, right?
So.
Well, good, Madeline.
Yep,
Madeline?
I'm okay. I'll see you next month.
It's, I didn't get to finish it, but it will be seven to table it and 2 abstain.
Who was the second that abstained? I know Ryan did.
It was
I
just.
think it was probably the chair.
Oh, Ron.
Sure.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
All right, now we're on to the next one. The applicant is PZC 26-08, applicant Neil Patel of PLLC, property owner of 520 Riverside Drive, map 85, block 95, lot 10A, zone BMRD, 2.87 acres, request to operate a laundromat slash Barrel Incorporated in units U and H of shopping center structure according to Thompson zoning regulation, Article 12, 275-12.15. Number 15, sorry. Any discussion? Go ahead.
Seeing Mike Krugel's not here, I'm gonna ask, does the water plant have room for their capacity over
Yes,
there?
so the WPCA, the water plant itself is running at 30% capacity, so yes, we have plenty of room
Yeah.
for expansion.
That's the only question I have.
Would you say your capacity was?
30, we're running at 30% capacity right now, so yes, we can expand quite a bit.
I would like to make a motion to approve.
I'll second
the
that.
application.
Motion made by Ryan Canoia. And seconded by Ray Williams. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Pass. All right. Down to, well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just want to say, for everybody, hold on to that papers from the ones for next month, because that way we don't have to keep having.
Oh, yeah, we don't have to keep having everything printed and the cost the town more money to print up paperwork.
They're gonna throw it out there.
Yeah, good idea.
6 and 7, file it with the public hearing from last
What's
week.
that?
6 and 7, file them with the public hearing from last week.
All right, at number 8, applications received after agenda.
None.
Number 9, reports of officer and staff. finally we get to hear the budget and communication on the budget freeze, if it still exists.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So, first of all, the budget, paperwork's not in the packet, so I'm gonna go,
There wasn't any budget to put in.
no, I know, so that's
Yeah, okay,
beginning the statement with that.
okay.
So that's why I'm not gonna read the amounts today. What I'm proposing is to come into the town hall, have a brief sit down, and also to chat with Nick about what he wants to do with the budget freeze. I would propose personally that we don't spend any more funds or anything externally, including offsite events, until we have a better handle on the budget and what is entailing that. So I know that everyone that wanted to go to this event offsite on Saturday went. I think things are already paid for. I guess I would suggest that if people want to do things going forward during this budget freeze time, that they pay for it out of pocket. And you know, in that way, if you really want to go, then you can kind of put your money where your mouth is. Other than that, you know, I think that I think it's more of a discussion at this point than just reading numbers off of a sheet and we're doing reconciling, because it's you know, it's like a force majeure in commodities. It's extraneous times, and when things happen like that, we have to take our own actions. And PZC has a history of being very responsible with budget, so we had enough by the owl last time. That's, you know, I would like to be more responsible fiscally and kind of lead by example. So I will chat with the people that I need to, and we'll come back for the next meeting with a bit of a better plan. If anyone has any comments on that, I'd like to hear them. That's something everybody else has to say about what my thoughts are.
Anybody got any comments or anything to the treasurer?
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Just suggest, I think many of us have already met our statutory obligations to continuing education, but I would suggest that for those who haven't, you know, because it is required by law that planning and zoning commissioners attend a certain number of events, that we would, on a case-by-case basis, examine those.
Actually, now some of the events now are coming, and we can do them on Zoom and you get credit. You might get 1 hour, 2 hours, depending. So you sit in on a couple of them. If you can't give up 2 hours or 3 hours here or 4 hours on a Saturday, you know, instead of driving down or whatever, that's saving money. So I agree with you.
So yeah, to your point, if there is a need or a circumstance that arises, please, you know, come to me and we can discuss approvals and things, and you know, we can keep an open mind. But in the spirit of the budget freeze, I think that we should join and support Nick and say that.
This is a statutory requirement. Absolutely, you will go. Hard and fast.
We're flexible, but you know, trying to.
We'll make an exception.
Trying to
100%. Yep.
All right. Now, you all set?
Thanks.
Go ahead, city planner, you're up.
All right.
Stand up, speak up, do something.
Are you saying I can't be heard? Because I question that statement.
I won't
As
argue that.
As the chairman mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, he and the first selectman and I did have a meeting with council last week to discuss some persistent issues where we thought there might be misunderstanding as to the requirements and the obligations of the commission. And Attorney Roberts provided this memo, which you all received, but for the sake also of the public, we're reading the correspondence into the record. Memorandum from the law offices of Halloran and Sage LLP, 225 Asylum Street, Hartford, Connecticut, 06103, to the Thompson Planning and Zoning Commission from Richard P. Roberts, dated March 20th, 2026, regarding best practices and risk reduction tips. We have been asked to provide this memorandum, which sets forth some suggested best practices for commission members to consider in order to reduce the risk that decisions may be appealed or procedures may be challenged. It is also important to observe these guidelines to ensure that the public's perception is that the commission's actions and proceedings are conducted fairly and legally. Ex parte communications. As a commission and as individual commissioners, you should remember that you are only able to transact the public's business during regularly noticed commission meetings and public hearings. Likewise, although it can often be difficult, you should not discuss commission business outside of meetings. Receiving information from others in between meetings creates a significant risk that prejudicial or evidentiary statements may enter into deliberations or form the basis for conclusions without giving applicants or opponents the ability to question, correct, or challenge that information. This can result in the denial of a fundamentally fair proceeding and may result in a successful legal challenge of the commission's actions. If someone approaches you outside of the formal meeting or hearing setting and wishes to provide you with their opinion or other information about a pending matter, you should respectfully encourage them to attend the next meeting or submit their comments in writing so that the integrity of the process is maintained. If any commission member receives information on an ex parte basis that materially influences their position on an application, and it is not possible to have that information put into the public record, the commissioner may need to recuse himself or herself from that application. Inappropriate lines of questioning. Certain types of applications and applicants may lead to situations where great care is required to avoid inadvertently creating First Amendment, Fair Housing Act, Americans with Disabilities Act, or other civil rights issues. Whenever the subject of an application is a religious institution, some kind of group home or similar facility, an affordable housing project, or another person or group that may be in a protected class of citizens, you should refrain from pursuing lines of questioning or engaging in discussions that could be construed to be discriminatory or otherwise treating them in a disparate manner from all other applicants for similar uses or structures. Even innocent questions may create the appearance of bias or hostility that could be used as the basis for a civil rights or similar claim against the town, the commission, or the individual commissioners. In egregious situations, these claims may not be covered by the town's insurance carrier, and money damages may be available against the town and/or individual commissioners. Make decisions based on the record and the criteria contained in your regulations. When you are deliberating and discussing a particular application, make sure that you are focused on, first, testimony and facts that are in the record of the proceedings, and second, the criteria for evaluation that are contained in your subdivision or zoning regulations. You shouldn't make decisions based on speculation about matters that were not discussed during the presentation or personal opinions about the applicant or the nature of their application. When making a decision, check carefully to make sure that you are following the criteria in the regulations for the particular type of application. For example, general and specific requirements for a special permit, etc. Relying on factors that are not contained in the regulations as the basis for a decision invites an appeal and is likely to be reversed by a court. Again, in egregious situations, these claims may not be covered by the town's insurance carrier, and money damages may be available against the town and/or individual commissioners. Please let us know if there are additional questions regarding this matter. That came in, as we said, on the 20th and was forwarded to you today after John and I had a chance to discuss it and decide on a course of action.
Thank you, Mr. Better your voice than mine. I would have lost it by now.
Public reading and speaking is my particular skill set.
Well, somebody's got to have that, right? But anyway, this is something that came about again, and it was a good 2.5, another 2.5 meeting, and I think it's to protect all of it. I know everybody, well, let's protect ourselves. Okay, that's all I care about. And I don't need to hear that anymore. So, anything else on your report, planning report?
No, we're sort of in between time. Obviously, we just passed the last update. We will probably start that up again in July. it's too much to go through the subcommittee process during budget season, so we'll just wait until the fiscal year rolls. I have Ray's suggestion that he just made. We know we're gonna have some things that are gonna come up because of Public Act 25-1. And we may have some other things that come up between now and then. So we'll compile those into a first round of discussion memo and get to that in July. And what you just passed, in case you missed it from last week, it'll be effective date as of April 9th.
That's the moratorium.
Well, that's everything that you guys
Okay.
passed at the last
Okay.
one. So it's the moratorium and the amendments that you did make because of the publication and notice and appeal period requirements. The effective date ends up being that.
Oh, I have one question for you. I missed the last two MISRAC meetings. How is that project going? Because I'm very curious and interested in it. I know it's been somewhat progress, but has it gained any?
By that project, you mean 630 Riverside?
630 Riverside.
Yeah, he's gotten through a couple of legal milestones in terms of filings and each date that he passes, sort of there's less back out. He is still expecting to take title. He thinks in April. I think you can probably add a few weeks to that because it's based on time when the court gets to it. Once he does take title, he can really get going right away, at least with some site preparation. He's very eager to do some public engagement events where we invite the members of the general public to sort of do a visioning session as to how the neighborhood commercial spaces could best be used. That'll give him sort of a guidelines to go and solicit tenants. I can tell you it's the most recently started project and it'll probably be the first one done because there's no state or federal grant money in play. So right now he's just on his own timeline as soon as he takes time. Yes, sir, Dan.
The heat.
I'm sorry. Robert Letskis is the developer working on taking possession of 630 Riverside.
You know how to spell that?
Letskus.
I just had a quick question. You referenced the budget season and it being busy. Do you have some obligations during budget season that you don't normally have?
I do not, but I don't, but many people in the town do and attend a lot of extra meetings to keep up with that process. It's a very stressful time around town hall and for people involved in volunteer meetings.
I'm aware. I was just wondering if that would prohibit us from furthering our regulations or having any other discussions or subcommittee meetings because of
If
said budget. I don't see the.
If you guys really want to dive right back into it without a break, I can start writing stuff up. We have taken typically a break, both because people get involved in the budget process and really just to have a breather.
Mr. Chairman, I'd rather get into it and get it done and do it while it's fresh in our heads.
Okay,
While these things have been discussed.
I can start drafting something
Especially
and
with what Cindy has to do to make sure that she doesn't have to be chasing people around. I also think that there's a few other things that we had brought up that, let's do it while it's fresh.
I'm looking around the room. I don't see anyone here that's on the board of finance, so I guess it'd be.
I'm perfectly happy to put a preliminary discussion draft together and we can put it on the April meeting agenda to discuss subcommittee dates. It's fine.
Okay.
So please put that on the agenda that we will set a date in April for that.
Sure. Thank you.
And I also don't know if this is the appropriate time, but during the last meeting, I had asked for some breakouts on a spreadsheet of the 4.5% to 5% that was referenced. I wanted to know if that was from the total units or what that was from. So when can I expect to receive that?
I don't think that I heard that. If it was in the last meeting, Ryan,
It was on the last meeting when
He was on Zoom that night.
yeah,
And I asked for a breakout to understand, because it was in the minutes, and that was the reason that I had objected to the minutes, and I didn't understand where those numbers came from.
I can find more detailed information for you about that, but I did not catch your request in that in the last meeting. There was a lot of cross noise in the room.
Yeah, that's
Probably
fair.
wasn't apparent on the.
I was out of town.
Okay, Ryan, what I'd like to see done, let's hear it come up with something, and then in the April meeting, we'll go forward with that.
Yeah, I don't need
think that's the best time. No, I'm not saying you're gonna get it today, yeah. I'm just saying, let her do her thing, and then in April, we'll sit down, like Jane says, and we'll take it from there, and then we can set up a subcommittee and whatever it takes, so before we get it, we can hit the road running.
I should frame that into context. The reason I was trying to get that ahead of July.
Yeah.
Because we have some deadlines coming up, so I want to be able to prepare and think about things related to the needs.
Yeah, I'm sure I can get some breakout numbers for you.
Okay, Ms. Dunn, you're up next.
All I have is a new contact sheet. I actually know that the selectman appointed an alternate, and I went ahead and put his name on here anyway, so that we don't have to delay it. So I don't know when you're gonna appoint him, but Nick, if you wouldn't mind.
I think you just appointed him.
Well, I know they appointed him, but I don't know about, yeah, when is he coming? I have no
Well, we
idea.
don't know. The only way we know is that he, first of all, he had
Has
to go
to
down
swear
and
in,
get swear in.
Yeah, which I don't believe he's done yet.
Okay, all right, so his name's on there.
Well, so what?
Okay, okay,
I get it.
that's it. Nothing else.
There you go. Thank you, buddy. All right, all done with that. Correspondence, everybody's got the town of Douglas one. If you want to read it, go ahead. And town of Webster has two of them, one from the planning board. And the other one's a notification of planning board decision, so, we don't have to worry about the one we thought we were gonna worry about. All right, on to the next one. Number 11, signing of MyLars, none. Number 12, old business. What do we have under old business? None, right?
None.
Nada.
Okay, new business. None.
Yes, 26 Main Street. It's a
Skip the line, are you?
He wasn't fast enough.
modification of 26 Main Street permit.
Hey, we gotta make up for last week.
Yeah.
So with Joan, you're from 26 Main Street, right?
Yes.
Okay, so all we're looking for is there's new owners, which is T&T and L Realty LLC, and they're from Millbury, Massachusetts. And so we need to amend the ownership on the permit. And then there's a decrease in number of apartments and structures from 40 residential units to 31 residential units, so you need to modify that. The conditions on the original permit will remain the same. I suggest the commission members ask if there still will be one handicap unit and 4 affordable housing units. And then I gave them the copy of the special permit approval, and that was filed in the town clerk's office because I did check it. So rest is up to everybody to make a motion, or if you want to hear from the gentleman.
Let's hear from the gentleman first before we go further.
41 to what?
40 residential units to 31 residential. units. Downsize.
Yep. Well.
Yeah.
Shrinking that, but
Yeah.
expanding the units. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, Tim Johnson, 26 Main Street.
Stand up, sir. About
Sure.
6 feet away. That's
Sure.
it. No, that's good.
Okay, yeah, so we're just looking to change the number down from 40 to 31, only to make it more, have maybe some families in there and stuff like that, so not just squishing a whole bunch of small apartments. We do see those a little bit tight, and they're probably perfect for one person, but when you're gonna get into, somebody that has a child or, single parent, it's not really fitting, so we're just trying to meet the needs of the town and make it work for everybody.
Do you have, excuse me, go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, Dave.
Cindy, was this the one is on the corner with the snow? I didn't get a chance.
This is St. Joseph's School.
St. Joe's.
Oh, St. Joe's.
That's your own.
Oh, yeah.
The other one was 40, whatever.
The other-
down
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that one's new.
yes, that's right. Yeah, so I mean, it was the conditions we put, entrance to the driveway and.
Yeah, that condition.
They remain.
Yes, it's on the original permit. Are you gonna ask them about the handicap unit?
Mr. Chair, I would suggest based on the communication we received and was read into the record today that we not ask any questions in that vein.
Huh?
Based on the communication we received from our council regarding Americans with Disabilities Act and affordable housing, I do not suggest that we ask any questions about that.
Until we get a
Full stop.
But that's on the,
I understand.
it's in the motion,
Can I tell you, even
yeah,
if you don't ask?
it's in the
I would not recommend.
description.
we'll do that.
It's in the
It's,
description of the permit.
it's in the permit as it exists.
So is he going to change that? So, yeah, so when I and the building inspector go and inspect it, then we need to know if there's a handicap unit there and for low income housing. Because it says it right in the permit, that that's what it's supposed to be. So I don't know why you can't ask that question.
We should be able to.
Yeah, of course.
No, what are you
we-
shaking your head for?
Our attorney, we just read into the record a letter from our attorney specifically urging us not to ask questions about, quote, the Americans with Disabilities Act and affordable housing. And therefore, I think it would be foolish of us to, in that same meeting where that was read into our record, ask about handicapped units and affordable housing units.
That is a part of the permit, original permit that you are modifying. So then when I do the permit, if you agree to this modification, then that exact same sentence is going to go into that permit.
Yes.
And the owners are going to be different.
Yes. Mr. Chairman?
What do you?
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you've already done it. It's here, it's law. It is a permit, a special permit that goes with property, but you're modifying.
Hang on,
Okay,
hang on a minute.
okay.
Go ahead, Tara.
So, in terms of any set asides, we are typically handling those back of house, outside the stream of the planning and zoning conversation, specifically to avoid any prejudicial issues. As Dr. Perotti Brown just pointed out, we did have an extensive conversation with the attorney last week in person, which resulted in this memo. Rents or any proxy for rents is often used as a proxy for demographics and is therefore inadmissible. Similarly, disability status. So, to Dr. Perotti Brown's point, I would advise against pursuing this line of questioning. I will just say that it is something that the applicant and I would be negotiating back with.
I will contact the attorney tomorrow and ask him if my opinion is correct, because this is a special permit, and it's a language of a special permit.
Because the word affordable housing is too vague.
Hang on, go ahead,
Way too
Jane.
vague.
Quick.
It's not.
Okay, quick, real quick. Number one, I sit on this board. I was elected by the people of this town. I am not going to be stopped to asking questions. I looked up stuff today too. When it
Save it for
affects,
commissioner
no,
comments.
no, but what I want to do is say, we cannot be muffled because there's already something that you voted on last week that you shouldn't have voted on because you didn't ask questions. End of my statement.
Mr. Chairman, may I repeat from the attorney's memo that we just received?
No,
Inappropriate lines of questioning. Certain types of applications and applicants may lead to situations where great care is required to avoid inadvertently creating First Amendment, Fair Housing Act, Americans with Disabilities Act, or other civil rights issues. Whenever the subject of an application is a religious institution, some kind of group home or similar facility, an affordable housing project, or another person or group that may be in a protected class of citizens, you should refrain from pursuing lines of questioning or engaging in discussions that could be construed to be discriminatory or otherwise treating them in a disparate manner from all other applicants for similar uses or structures.
I think to clear this up, I will contact Al
I
Richard.
was just gonna ask you, before we go any further with this, it's because of all of this.
I will.
Call a lawyer, all he's doing is whatever that was put up in the beginning in 2303, which was different then.
Right.
He's just keeping that, except
Right.
that he's changing it from 41 units to 34, but the thing I hope I understand is that with the 34, you're gonna add what? A few more, what you change here.
Don't ask, don't
No,
ask.
I'm not asking. It's just that,
Yes, I get
I
it.
think we need to sit back on this one
And that can be a staff conversation directly to him. Let me set the tone. No one is gonna be reaching out to the town attorney and spending more money.
Mr. Donahue, can I finish what I was saying?
You can, but
But you just said what I was gonna say, so for some reason, deal with her in that one, and then when it's all said and done, we'll take it from there. That's the best I can tell you.
You said you're gonna deal with who?
Cindy,
Okay, thank you.
and if you want to involve Tara, that's up to you.
No, I was just going to contact the attorney tomorrow because it's because of the language that I have. It's the
Because of the
language I
language.
have
I
to
under-
write in to the modification.
That was 3 years ago, that language, but I get it.
Well, then he might have to come back for another special permit then. Do you want that?
Well, that's his decision.
Well,
If that's gonna,
it's a staff issue that we'll take care of
Yeah,
tomorrow
we'll-
during normal business
yeah,
hours.
we'll take care of it tomorrow. Okay, we know what you want, and so,
Okay, I don't know what happened, but But- it sounds
go ahead,
good.
Dave.
Cindy, the charging stations, was that part of the, conditions? I know there was a set amount of
I
charging
didn't-
stations, but
I didn't see it
recall-
in the decisions, no. We,
We
No,
talked
they
about it, Dave,
proposed-
but
they
we
talked about it.
didn't do anything on it. We talked about it. I remember talking about it. They said they were going to think about putting them in, but we did not say you have to.
I thought it was.
it's a sight line for entrance
That
and
was a
exit.
state requirement, it's a state requirement, but I wasn't sure.
I believe you have to prep for it, but you
Yeah.
don't have to install it.
Okay, I just know we had a conversation, I just
Yeah,
didn't.
I believe you're right if I,
We
going
did
back
talk
that
about.
far.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
was
we
something
did.
that the
Yeah.
state required
Yeah.
based on the units, or it
I
was.
think that's the electrical code period, I believe.
Okay,
I think
I
that's.
mean,
the
just
code.
bring it up so you can.
Yeah.
you might-
We kind of planned for that.
The best thing I can say to you, sir, is sit down with her,
Mhm.
go over this whole thing A to Z,
Mhm.
and this way we won't have a problem going forward. I think it's best,
Yeah, no problem here.
okay?
So
No,
you're-
we're not trying to stop you, we
Whatever,
want
whatever
you
works
to.
for you, whatever works for you.
Well,
Pretty happy.
It's to help you,
Yeah.
because we've got somebody that's taken something that originally was supposed to get started, then it just like disappeared.
Mhm.
You're stepping in to the finish line.
Yeah.
Which is what we want.
Yeah.
And but sometimes you might get a dunk,
Bumps on the road.
Yes, so
Well,
it's
Van-
best that you
Van's
sit
gonna
and
make
talk
it,
there
we'll
with
make
her. That's the,
No
I think I
Oh,
is the best.
and me for this.
Just line of questioning is not aimed at.
You know, I know, it's fine.
Bigger things
I
going on.
can see that.
This is the carryover from last week,
It's no problem.
okay?
So,
So
so if we come to some kind of agreement, I have your permission to write up the modification, right? Is that what you're
That's
saying?
basically what we were asking.
Okay.
what do you think, people?
You're asking.
When you-
right up
we
the
don't have to-
application.
Yeah, no, I would argue that the modifications proposed don't require I would be happy to approve them without a single question right now.
I like it.
Well, that's why it makes my life easier.
It's obtrusive.
Right.
Yeah,
we're
it is.
talking
It's-
about
we're
40
not
units
adding
to
units.
31 units.
Yeah.
And a change in ownership.
That's it.
I move to accept those modifications to the special permit.
I'll second that.
Joseph Brody Brown makes the motion, Dave Popolowski seconds it. And all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Abstain? The ayes have
You got it.
Okay.
Let's get you a permit and a shop.
This is
Yes,
how-
sir. Sorry about that.
it.
Like I said,
Touchy subject.
It's not about you, it's just.
Probably not
Which
gonna
is-
get out.
You might want to stick around for commission.
You can log in on my way home.
All right, we're on to B, 41
Probably
Porter
gonna
Plain
be a
Road.
few days, 'cause I'm really behind on this, I know.
I'll stop. I'll stop.
Yeah.
Okay,
Perfect.
okay, all right.
Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
let's see this.
41 Porter Plain Road, Ahmad Gulia. Discussion,
Yes,
Connecticut Auto Sales Dealer License.
so you read, what his statement that I included in my memo, everybody, yeah?
Yes.
So the only thing I have to say, on this is that, we did approve a home occupation permit at Donovan Road. But, I know it was only for 1 or 2 cars at a time, so. I will leave the floor to you and to the, property owner, and my suggestion is, other than that, is a home occupation permit like you gave with Donovan Road. So, he's here.
You may speak, sir.
Should I?
Just give me one thing. Just go like that.
So just a correction, my name's Arnaud Goulet. better
I'm
known-
sorry.
No, that's all right. Better known as Arnie. Everyone calls me Arnie. Now I've been an owner at Porter Plain Road now. I'm an owner with my son Dominic. He couldn't make it this evening. He's furthering his electrical career. He's going for his master's, so he does his night thing. It's just something, I've been in the car business now for about 25 years myself. I've been an owner of my current existing business that I own in Massachusetts. I own Upton Truck and Auto. I've owned it since November of '07. I sell not so much cookie cutter stuff. I sell commercial vehicles. I sell trucks, pickup trucks, dump trucks. I'm not really looking to take what I currently do into Thompson. My road, for lack of better wording, I'm kind of a nerd. I like tractors. I put one of my John Deere Series B, my 1950 tractor in the front yard of Thompson. I have tenants there. It's a 4-unit multifamily. From what I hear, the history of that, excuse me, of it, it was a 1-family owned, and then they split it up over the years. And I purchased 41 Porter Plain. All I'm looking to do is, have not like a huge dealership that I have right now, which I would consider huge. It's a 40 car dealer license. Looking for like 10 to 15. I feel like I have the frontage, I have the parking. It wouldn't impede on any of my current tenants now. There's kind of like an upper parking lot, lower parking lot, and then I did bring pictures, to pass around to the board. It's what I would call somewhat paved. It looks like it was paved maybe 25 years ago. It's kind of breaking up now. But I want to maintain what I would consider country road aspect, clean up that side yard a little bit better, bring in some millings as opposed to like having it blacktop paved, and just trying to maintain the whole country looking aspect. I'm very much into custom pickup trucks, vintage vehicles, classic cars. I travel the country, and I go to, Mecum auctions. I go to, I can name 100 of them. But it's, from, personal vehicles I own, like my 79 F100 pickup. I have, just things like that is what I'm kind of bringing. I don't want to bring cookie cutter.
It's a picture.
Vehicles. It's more of like the things off the beating path that nobody, I'm not going to bring the clientele, the everyday traffic of a car dealership. Everything that I do would probably more than likely be by appointment only if they were coming. And at that point, if I'm bringing, customers in to look at vehicles, it's probably to show off the property as I'll be continuing my updates and making it more like a, more an old guy's, barn that's in the backyard, and you open up the garage and there's, just beautiful vehicles that everyone's looking at. I'm not looking for the 5-year-old vehicles, putting people in 6-year loans or nothing like that. It's more of like the vehicles that you never see on the road, or Sunday cruises. There's farms around me that have, with Thompson Speedway right down the road. I see, vehicles coming through there. There's the farm with the ice cream, the homemade ice cream. I'm drawing a blank right now, but there's just vehicles like that that I'm looking to hopefully be able to bring to the town, and and it not really impede in like everyday traffic of anybody. I'm very close to 395. The back country, again, country roads that I would consider from my current location in Upton into Thompson. It's just all back roads. You're going by the water, you're going by the lakes. Wallen Lake, I'm very familiar with. I used to go there. Webster Lake. All the things around that just kind of, that I very much enjoy. Everything that I love. About cars and vehicles, and possibly a tractor or two that I would sell. But yeah.
Anybody got any? Go ahead, Ron.
You're setting the precedent, Cindy, on home ops. You gave max 2 cars before you decided.
Yeah, I believe it was 2 cars, yeah.
What if we give, this has come up before, the old Liberty Gas, I'm looking at.
I can't hear you.
The old Liberty Glass. And
Pick up.
what if they came in here and asked for something similar?
Liberty Glass?
Liberty Glass on Route 12, right across the
The
by
old Santee
Main
place.
Street Gelato.
Oh, yeah.
Vic,
I'm just
he's selling that property.
I know, but what did we give him for like approvals?
Well, that was a special.
That was a special permit.
Yeah, and he had to get a license, he had to get ZBA approval, which he did, for certificate of approval. And then he had to get DMV approval, but the building office and the fire marshal didn't approve the building. And he dropped the whole idea because it was too much money to bring the building up to date for commercial use.
Mhm. Okay.
But he is trying to sell it. I had a long conversation today with someone that's trying to buy it for the same reason, for the same purpose.
Good, Joe.
Go ahead, Joe, and then you.
Mr. Gula.
Yes.
Are the vehicles will be outside, or they'll be completely in the garage?
I'm open. My very maybe more expensive vehicles are probably locked. The plans and the ideas that I have in my head, as currently on my property, there's old not farm walls, but there's old brick walls, which kind of secludes, like tenant parking could be on the lower parking lot and up ahead. And I would probably look into like gating, possibly gating that upper area.
And then if I may, Mr. Chair, Cindy, why not a neighborhood limited enterprise, and why a home op?
Yeah, that's a good idea too. I'm not against that at all.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's where I was going to, but setting the precedent.
I was just gonna
Limited
ask that
neighborhood
question.
ability, like, I don't know about 10 to 15 cars outside. It's a dense residential neighborhood.
What is,
Yeah.
what is allowed for the neighborhood limited, liability?
Allowed for cars, it
Vehicle.
doesn't say.
That's why I'm saying set a precedent, because this would be the first.
There's
Well, then
no,
we can do that if he's agreeable to it, so.
you as a commission would put a limit on the cars.
Yeah, we would.
That's what
Yes.
Brian was just saying.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do it with the other one because it didn't come up.
What are you doing?
You guys got that picture?
She's bringing it up.
I know, I'm actually looking up the regulations for the neighborhood
I'm
limited
sorry.
enterprise.
You pass it down.
I won't reach over. you.
Just hang in there.
Oh, sorry.
Absolutely.
I didn't know.
And then I'll
That's-
read
that's-
it.
Would you guys like any pictures of the
Yeah,
current
I'd
property?
like to see that.
Yeah.
Please,
Go ahead.
yeah.
Or is Is there?
I drive by there every day.
Oh,
so.
okay.
What is the town ordinance for unregistered vehicles on a property?
Well, you're gonna have one unregistered vehicle, it has to be 40 feet uncovered, has to be 40 feet away from the front of the property. And then anything else, it has to be covered.
So if he doesn't have a used car license, would he fall in violation of the town ordinance by having
Oh,
more
yes,
than one car?
he would have to go and get a certificate of location, he knows that.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that
Yeah,
wasn't mentioned.
Yeah, because 347 came to you before they went to get their certificate of
Okay.
location. That would be his next step.
Yeah.
Because that's what Donovan Drive had to do.
And we can,
I think they have to do that.
yeah, I don't really know the Donovan Drive, but
Yeah.
I thought we did a camp or two over by Liberty Glass. The guy with the camper wanted to do a couple
Oh,
cars too.
the guy with the camper,
He was trying to convert it.
he's so in violation, it's unreal.
It doesn't pertain to you.
I would suggest that we come up with more strict, I don't know what the word is, regulations, but come up with more time to maybe think this through instead of here.
Well, that's why
a
this
quick
discussion's
search.
here.
I mean,
That's why this is a discussion.
Sarah, did
Yeah.
you come up with that?
Well, I have the section, so,
This is a really important.
the differences between a home occ, and this was actually the difficulty that we ran into with Chrome Cuts, not because we didn't want it, but because it just still didn't match the,
What he wanted.
parameters.
Yeah.
So essentially, it has to adhere to all of the basic conditions of a home occ, plus off-street parking may be required, and if so, and the conditions of the off-street parking. Activity, this is the one I think is most relevant to this discussion. Activities or storage associated with the NLE shall not take place outside the residential structure or a fully enclosed accessory building unless they are screened from view from the street and neighboring properties. An applicant shall be required to provide a statement detailing any anticipated need for outdoor use or storage, which is then subject to review and approval by the CEO. And then hours of operation. But I would say the one that's most relevant here is that number 2.
That's the one
Yeah.
that's again repeated.
Oh, just. I get it.
So in other words, if from what I saw in the pictures and everything, and that building that's, I see is in the back,
Correct. Yep.
okay? You might, I don't know, my feeling is to put up some type of a screen, like a 7-foot fence or something that hides it from the road or neighbors. Would that be somewhat difficult for you?
So the act of getting it done, no. I'm like a weird person with fences because I feel like it kind of just like it just goes into the what you're looking at. And I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no, I'm not. It's just when I think of anything over 6 foot, I always consider it like a hate fence. So it's like you don't want to have a relationship with neighbors. And I don't want to, across from me is like a 50-acre lot. Between me and the neighbors, like a pond, and where I'm looking at with the pictures that I passed around, it could be done. It just now it kind of looks like it's an eyesore. As opposed to you looking at beautiful vehicles from 60, 70 years ago, you're looking at a 7-10 foot fence of even if it's that netted fence that's green. Yeah, it could be done. I just think it changes
It was just a question.
Oh, sorry. But yes, it could be done.
Joe's first, then you, Ray.
I mean, so what I was gonna suggest is that I think this is at least philosophically in line with the neighborhood limited enterprise. We obviously could not make any decision on that until we had the site plan review in front of us. But that's what I would suggest. I don't want to cut off Mr. Williams, but I would encourage in conversation with the CEO to go through that process.
The other thing I would like to piggyback with you is when you read all of that, there was no limit or we can set the limit to how many vehicles, say,
So the neighborhood limited enterprise doesn't say anything about vehicles because it doesn't say anything about the specific types of
Business.
enterprises.
okay.
The premise is that there is a middle step between a home occupation, which is a kitchen table business, right? Occurs entirely within the confines of your home. And something that can still physically exist compatibly in a primarily residential neighborhood. We haven't had a test case, and this is why when we tried to apply the test case with Tone Cuts, you know, when we accepted this premise from the draft that was first given to us from NECOG, we were trying to envision what would apply. And the first attempt we had did not match the parameters that we set. So it's an open question as to whether this one would meet those parameters. And to the earlier point about things that we should maybe be discussing for an update, I think that that is one where you do have a lot of room to discuss how to make the neighborhood limited enterprise. Now that we have a better idea of the kinds of businesses that we feel are compatible, how do we capture those as something that we can articulate and legally regulate?
So,
It's a very broad answer to your question, but yeah, there's nothing specific about a guy wanted to sell some classic cars versus a guy who wants to do tree work, because the broad nature of what we were looking at was not apparent to us when we first wrote them.
go ahead, Ray.
I just want to say, you gotta think about the people that have been living there too. You say, you know, they're better off to look at the cars instead of a fence. They've been living there, you know, you think the cars are beautiful, they might think the fence is good, but what I was gonna bring up is maybe a row of green aphrodite that grow the bushes that grow up, and that way you're not looking at a fence and they're not looking at cars, because the people have been living in that neighborhood, and that's gonna change the whole demographics of that area of that neighborhood. I just want to throw that out there, 'cause, you know, instead of just a fence, you can put them green aphrodite, they grow how many feet a
You
year?
go up to 10 feet.
I have some trying right now.
You all set,
And
Ray?
you do have a nice tractor over there.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
That's the only good thing.
I didn't say that was the only good thing.
Go ahead.
It keeps a nice clean yard.
I'm along the same lines. I'm concerned about the citizens that have been living there for a long time, and we ran into this with Crone. I just don't want to see that happen again, so we've got to take them into consideration, and I agree the arborvitae would be better than a fence.
Agreed.
But we need more, you know.
It would need to come in as a formal.
Yes, absolutely, yeah,
The best thing for you to do is sit down with the CEO and Terry, come up with a plan, because see, this is something that new just got thrown at us. So we're not fully prepared. How can I say this, put this as, oh yeah, you can do it the way you want, but we also have to think of the people around you, okay, as well as you. So if we can do it right, and you're the test case, you're the test case.
I like it. I like
I
it.
think we should talk about this in subcommittee.
That's-
Can I finish? Can I finish
But may I
what I'm
make a
saying?
suggestion?
I was just gonna say, we got a subcommittee coming up. We can
Okay, all right.
work on this. Just give us some time. We're not gonna tell you no, but it gives us an opportunity among the commissioners to come up with a good balance thing. Go ahead, Cindy, quick.
What do you want him to do? Do you want him to apply for the neighborhood limited enterprise, or do you want him to wait until after?
I would prefer
Wait.
for you to wait so we can have something that's concrete.
But what is the
Absolutely.
time span on doing the next regulations? It's a
That's a
year.
year out.
It's a year.
It's a year.
I mean, even if we started subcommittee meetings tomorrow, we've just done an annual update.
Right.
The next annual update's coming.
Yeah, but we can
In a
still
year.
approve it and then we can go forward.
Well, I think that's what I just asked you. Do you
Yeah.
still want him to apply for the neighborhood limited
But
enterprise?
let us have one subcommittee first, so we can digest all of this and come up with a good plan, so you can, you know, even though we will add it into the regs later, well, at least we'll give you the opportunity, as long as you stay within our time frame of what we feel is gonna be something appropriate. Go ahead, Jose.
What I would suggest is that you can continue working closely with the zoning enforcement officer who can explain to him the regulations as they stand right
Yeah.
now. It is within the purview of this commission to place conditions on applications. So Cindy, I think, understands the concerns and the appetites of the commission and can share those with him as they work together. But I mean, I think asking him to wait a year when the NLE regulations exist already.
It's not asking for a year, Joseph.
I misunderstood.
It's what I'm trying to do is that we want to go with, we want to help. We want to get this in. But if we decide to jump right into this, there could be a lot of feedback. So we want to make sure everything is in proper order.
Absolutely.
You know, it might take a month, it might take 2 months, we're not, you know, whatever you're doing now. But the thing is that if we're gonna do this, you go for the neighborhood limited thing and all that stuff, it'll be better for you in the long run.
So may I ask, I have a question, just because I heard the two options. And I love Tira, is it?
Yeah.
So I love the way she was saying it. I'm afraid to apply for the neighborhood limited and then get stonewalled when then in reality, I should have just waited the 2 months of the back and forth discussions. And you guys end up setting the precedents and then making the rule saying, hey, listen, this property, it's gonna, you know, if I may, and again, I will probably work with Cindy on it. I mean, with today's technology and you know, my daughter's 15, she's very good with the computer, way better than I am with it. But I can kind of draft up like what I would envision.
Well, that's what we need.
Yeah,
It's something that we take what you want, but then we have to look at the whole picture from all different angles. And it's just to show that we're doing our due diligence, that we're not just throwing it out there.
And it's gonna set a precedent.
And it's gonna set a precedent. See, in other words, you're
I'm the man.
No, but it's better for you, it's better for everybody around, so if somebody else wants to come in, oh, so-and-so's got the neighborhood thing and all that stuff, hey, that ain't a bad idea. You know, but we have no limit, we don't know what we feel is gonna be. Well, what's it, home occupancy is only 2 vehicles, or something like that? Well, no, I think it's that.
The home has to be entirely within the house.
Oh, right.
The cars aren't going in the house.
No,
So
I
it can't be a
didn't say
home,
car.
right?
If they had 2 people, or 1 point,
There's
2 people
options for
were.
home occupancy,
Yeah.
house accessory structure.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just,
Fully enclosed.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fully enclosed at all.
so that's all it is, anyway, I'm sorry.
Right.
Go ahead, Brian.
Just want to say, you can work with Cindy like Joe was outlining. And once Cindy has enough faith that it's like, I don't want to use the wrong terms here, good enough. She can give it to us. That's an informational meeting without you applying for anything.
Okay.
So you can just submit it as information and get an update from us and continue the process along.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Brian, that works.
You're very welcome.
Go ahead.
So one thing for the potential applicant and then just a question for the commission. So just so you understand the roles that the commission have to play. It doesn't matter how much they like your proposal if it doesn't fit within the structure of the regulations as written. So that's what they're trying to figure out here is, can we even oval peg round hole it, right? Is it close enough for horseshoes? So just so you understand what their parameters and limitations are. And then my broad question to the commission, which I believe I know the answer to, but I get to get it out. There is an appetite for me as we're going to be looking at next year's update to revamp the neighborhood limited enterprise to make it broader to capture some of these that we have not captured. Yes? I just want to know what I'm doing when I go back and draft some new materials.
Isn't that the goal, is that we
That's what I'm
have to
asking.
make, we always get these little things that got thrown at us that we could catch us off guard. You know, what we done last year was good, but then something else comes along. So how do you bring this one in to this one? You know, It's one of them balancing it, but go ahead, Ray.
Well, I don't wanna cut you off, but,
What is-
get your daughter going and draw up something and get it to Cindy too, and then we can see what you're looking at.
Yes,
Right,
You know,
yes.
and then, we can put that, all, try and
Visual.
put something together.
Absolutely.
The old saying goes, a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yes.
Putting you to work.
And I'll tell you what, and I do love the idea of the arbor hedges, because I
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
even thinking of it.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking fence, and I'm
Yeah.
actually talking to one of the neighbors now because hers is like just falling into my yard. So I understand.
We have to get, kill two birds with one stone on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will be going out to the property,
Go ahead.
doing a visual of the property.
Yeah,
Definitely
because
be going
that
out
has
the
to
property.
take pictures.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay.
Sir. Oh, thank you very much.
Anybody else?
That's my picture.
Oh, that's good.
Then it's a done deal. So Cindy, we'll
Maybe
hear from
next
you.
week and I'm straight out this week, so.
You do your thing. You wanna, I'm not even gonna bother you on Tuesday.
Anything else, Cindy?
All right, thank you. No,
Okay,
I'm
we're
good
all
with
set with that. We'll see you next time around.
Beautiful, I appreciate it.
All right.
Now I'm gonna put the rest of my tractors on the yard.
Well, you got two of us live on your road to drive by every day, so.
I keep going to the garages.
Hey, I like to look at tractors.
There's something wrong with me too. She does it. Sarah does.
Okay, next one on, next up is number 14, review of the ZBA. It says applications, but I'm gonna say minutes to correct. So do we have anything from the ZBA there?
No, they just approved an application, yes, we do, they just approved to hear an application for a structure on a lot, without a dwelling, and the ZBA needs to give, a variance for that.
Okay,
So you'll get the minutes next month.
next
For that
month,
meeting,
okay,
yeah.
next month. Okay, we're good with that. Number 15, citizen comments. Anybody?
Valerie has her hand up.
Go ahead, Valerie.
Two items. One is I was disappointed at the last discussion to hear the implication that you would go to subcommittee to discuss the application. So, once again, let's not legislate around single people, legislating them in, regulating them in, or regulating them out. We need to look at the whole and not an individual when we are writing and changing our regulations in town. And then the other piece that I've been holding as a comment was relative to the attorney's letter. And I will add to that to include that I have witnessed many times at this meeting, people asking for things to be given to them during the meeting by applicants, such as food, free dinner, free beer. I would venture to say that that is included under what the attorney's talking about. So hopefully that won't happen anymore either. Thank you.
Where did that come from? Anyway, thank you, Valerie. I hope the owl has been working a little bit better for you now.
Apparently, Mr. Donahue adjusted the owl. Thank you.
I'll give him a tap on the shoulder for you. All right, number 16, everybody's favorite, commissioner comments, and make it brief.
You're laughing. Can we? It's not midnight yet, so.
Oh, no, you don't get to speak, Colin. Any comments? Go ahead, Joe.
I would just want the work of our staff over the past few months with snow and meetings back to back. I just want to thank you for your hard work.
You're welcome.
Go ahead.
I have many things that I want to bring up, but I'm still waiting for some input. As I alluded to earlier, there's something we voted on last week that nobody did due diligence on. So I will bring that up at next month's meeting to make sure that it's clarified. And the other thing that I also want to say is one of the things that the state regs do do allow with commissioners is to see the community impact of a permit that is coming through. And that does open the door to ask some questions. I do not like the fact that I'm being treated like I don't know how to ask a question and I'm gonna put this town in jeopardy. I have been working and doing things for this town for 45 freaking years. And my problem is when somebody comes in with a permit to put something into this town and you don't ask questions, maybe you don't think of these questions, but somebody else does. And I cannot make an informed vote without having certain questions answered. And I'm not gonna put anything out there that is going to jeopardize the town or myself. And I do not like the fact that every time somebody has a problem, my God, they've got to run to the attorney and get the answers. Spending money again. So I will ask questions. And Joe, you'll probably say point of order again. You can't ask that question. I want to know what's coming into my community and what it is going to do for this community before I make a vote. I'm not going to ask questions that are going to go against somebody's civil liberties or anything along those lines. When you ask somebody what are the plans that they are going to do with something coming in, that doesn't go against civil liberties. And I resent what you did. I do not like it. I have a mouth and I have a brain. And I don't have to run to the lawyer every single time that, oh my God, I don't know, and spend more money. On that note, there are things that happened last week that I'm really puzzled about that none of you thought about. And until I get all the answers in, don't close my mouth. I'm on this board for the citizens of this community, period. I got elected by them. Yes, the regulations have to be followed. But we also have to think about the people that live in this town that voted for us. That's all I have to say.
Anybody else?
You looking at me?
No, I'm not. I looked at all of you so that nobody else was, being.
Well, the word elections, you look at me.
No. I'll say it to all of you.
I wanted to ask, I just wanted to ask what the definition of affordable housing is, because this term has already become a political hot button for the Democrats to use as a talking point that I've noticed. It's appearing in every news outlet in the country and it's everywhere. So we've been to now a couple off sites. We've been on at least 3 or 4 Zoom calls, and we have nothing but a lot of vague concepts that still don't have the construct around them. So one of the things that, we need to define if we're gonna threaten legal action, which I'm certainly not afraid of any legal action. I just to be really clear on that. But I do want to know what your definition of affordable housing is, and you seem to be an expert on it, and Tara seems to be an expert on it. So I would like to know what, is it an income level? Is it by town? Because what's affordable in Greenwich and what's affordable in Thompson are night and day. So these cookie cutter rules for the state that say that this is affordable and that's not affordable. I want to understand what it is that you mean by that. Is it a specific, like an 830G? Is it, you should have some kind of a definition instead of just using that generic term.
You got 2 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, may I just respond, since I was specifically
Hang on.
spoken to in those
You still got 2 minutes.
I'm still going here. So
You got 2 minutes.
I want to understand if we're talking about an income level. I want to understand if we're talking about a median income. I have probably done more work than, anybody when it comes to the statistics around housing, analyzing public home builders, working with the best and the brightest on Wall Street. And I understand the sector inside and out. And I want to understand what criteria, data driven, not just others. I want to understand data driven points. I would like to know what you're using as a criteria. Is it new home starts? Is it, is it the trends? Is it a certain income level? We just keep throwing this term around, but no one has defined it. So
You got 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I want the experts in the room to tell me what it means to them. And I want data driven. I don't want opinions. I want facts, numbers.
All right, Mr. Brown, go for it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I never claimed to be an expert. The point I raised in this meeting was that we had received a letter about the term urging us not to ask questions about affordable housing. It was suggested to us that we ask a question about affordable housing, and I simply stated that that was contrary to our lawyer's advice. I never claimed to be an expert on affordable housing, and the secretary seems to have misheard my statements.
Thank you for that.
Chair has got her hand up.
Joe, no, I got it.
No,
Okay, go ahead.
The question has been posed, how is affordable housing defined? I actually think this question was posed 2 meetings ago, but I will repeat the answer. There are statutory definitions of affordable housing, which I can't rattle off, but in general terms, capital A affordable housing is different than housing which may be broadly affordable. The state counts capital A affordable housing, meaning that housing units are either deed restricted or otherwise locked into either a rent pattern or a sale price, which is fixed at below market rate for the area median income in the community in which it is proposed. So to your exact point, Mr. Knoyer, yes, the affordable housing rates of rent or sale price would be different in Thompson than they would be in Greenwich. An average median income in Thompson would be a very low median income, a very low area income in many of the communities of Fairfield County. The state keeps an inventory of deed restricted affordable housing units. And it is that inventory from which the 4.5% to 5.5% is derived. And we fluctuate between those year over year. There are some organizations, Advanced CT, Partnership for Strong Communities, Department of Housing, that produce those numbers and they disseminate them to the state.
One more time on the state inventory deed restricted.
Yeah, so if you are a person who, let's say you're managing a large apartment complex and you have 20% of the units set aside for residents making 80% of the area median income. That's one of the general formulas. You report those units to the Department of Housing, right? So it doesn't get counted if it doesn't get reported. So what they refer to as naturally occurring affordable housing doesn't get counted because there's no control to make sure that it remains affordable for a period of years. And you can have a deed restricted unit in perpetuity. They can be for 30 years, 40 years, in some cases, 10 years. So there's different formulas that are applied, but the important thing is that they are reported by the landlord, management company, or the person building and selling the units.
Okay,
So then what if
thank you.
enough doubles, then
It's enough. It's enough, okay? We'll get into it another day, but right now, we get it. Okay, let's just move on.
Ray's got his hand up.
Go ahead, Ray.
We keep hearing deed restriction. It's kind of funny, our town doesn't look at deeds
Yeah.
They don't look at restrictions in deeds. People build houses where they're not supposed to because of deed restrictions. Is,
And they don't go back and look them up.
one day we're gonna get sued because somebody's gonna bring up a deed that has a restriction. And because the town don't look at it, we're gonna get sued because we're not allowed to look at stuff anymore, I guess.
Or say.
Yeah, that's true, or say anything. It's you wanna talk about transparency. Everybody says, oh, transparency. You can't have no You can't have no transparency about anything.
What was that all about?
Because you said it, because you just did that because I was talking.
No, I have heartburn. That is nothing to do with it.
All right, and calm down.
And it happens in this town, there's so many things that's happening that's happened in this town hall in the last couple of years that with deed restrictions, with all other kinds of stuff going on. And then now we're told, oh geez, you can't talk about nothing. You can't ask no questions. Why are we sitting on a board if you can't ask somebody questions? It's another democratic thing coming down, trying to stifle us in our positions that we've been voted in by the people.
All set?
I'm all set.
Go ahead, quick.
This is just a very general question, so I'm new here, so forgive me, but is affordable housing outside
the way you
purview
did
of planning and zoning?
Oh. Yep, speak up.
Is affordable housing outside the purview of planning and zoning? Because if it's outside the purview, then that's one thing. If it's inside the purview, why wouldn't we discuss it?
Exactly.
In as far as discussing rents or types of populations who might occupy housing, it has high risk of being an improper question. There are a lot of places that have used affordable housing as a flogging horse to, we don't want those kinds of people. So the easiest way to think about an improper question is anything that could be interpreted as who might be living in a place for using a structure.
But it probably isn't up to us as far as what a landlord would charge for rent.
Correct.
So it's really that's really the purview of the landlord to say, okay, this is affordable, unaffordable, which can sometimes be subjective.
It also has to go to what it does for the citizens of this community.
Go ahead, Joe. You're gonna be the last one. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
You keep saying no.
I would just ask that in the future, our commissioners' comments be treated with the same expectations of our citizens' comments, that they be directed to the chair and that they be civil and respectful.
Good point. I think they've been getting a little bit better. Go ahead.
I just want to bring up, since we're gonna start looking at the regs for the year, ideally rewrite. I always am a proponent of posting and soliciting residents' comments. So if we could maybe put it up on, I know we've tried different things. And if we didn't try it, I feel bad. So if we can put it up on the P&Z website, soliciting some questions, saying that typically we do usually start in July, but people might not be even looking now. So if we could put it up there, get the word out. If somebody is,
That's a good
That's
idea.
something-
That's a good idea, Dave. Yeah, I got stopped twice this week, one at the hospital and somebody stopped me in the road. It literally stopped my car.
I'm happy to put some stuff on social media. It's a
That
little
would
more
be great.
interactive.
That would be good.
yeah, every year we try to solicit feedback from
We'll
people.
get together and make that happen.
Thank you. That's all I had.
Or we can have everybody send the questions.
But anyway, it's just, we made this commitment, like Dave said earlier, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever, that we would,
2020.
huh? 2020. And, we're trying to do our best. We always gonna have a roadblock come up to us, so we need to deal with it. Well, sometimes the only way to deal with it is you gotta do it this way or do this way. Not saying we're gonna change the regs overnight, but we need to think how it's gonna affect us later. That's how I perceive it, okay? And, since there are gonna be no more comments, going to the next meeting, move to April 27, 2026, Thompson Town Hall, Melrose Navy Room, 815 Riverside Drive. Adjournment.
A second.
I'll make the motion that we adjourn.
Jane makes the emotion.
I'll second it.
Motion, no question.
Hey, I
And
still.
Ty George seconded, that's all I need.
You didn't ask me for commissioner
And
comments, so that
everybody-
was mine.
Everybody approved, thank you.
9:03, it's like 2 minutes.
Sorry if I cut anybody off.
Have a great night.